It's your friendly neighborhood prevention educator coming at you with tips when navigating the world of online dating.
Are those corgis on your shirt?
Well, how else am I supposed to get their attention? This is important stuff. So why date online? There's many reasons why people date online, and here is just 8 of those reasons. So number 1, you can connect with people outside of your local area. This is super helpful when you're going to college, moving to a new place, or you're just bored of the other singles in your hometown. Number 2 is that you can easily find people based on the interests you have. In fact, you can even match with people based on similar interests. Number 3 is that you don't feel like you're talking to someone completely blind. You already have an idea of what they're looking for before you even talk to them. Number 4, our world is becoming more and more digital. As a young person myself, I can only think of a few people that have actually met their current partner in person. Number 5 is that if you're a really shy person, it might be easier for you to talk to other people online. Number 6, if you're a member of the LGBTQ+ community, it may be way easier for you to find other people online, and it may even be the safer option too. Number 7, you can find more than a partner. I have also seen people use these apps to find friends and professional networking, and there have even been some apps that have created modes like this to allow those connections to happen. And reason number 8, in the midst of a global pandemic, people are turning to virtual dates. People are craving human interaction and are doing it in ways that slow the spread of COVID-19. I guess it goes back to the age-old saying, when life gives you lemons.
Lame!
No more puns?
No, dude, like, stop showing off your shirts and do the video.
Alright, okay. Now with online dating, as with dating in general, there's a lot of things you want to do to stay safe. While you may match with people you already know, it's very likely you're going to match with people that are total strangers. At the Women's Center, we want people to stay safe, so here are some tips when going online. So let's first choose an app, or we can choose several apps. Some have different functions, and some are used more than others. Make sure you find an app that's right for you, do your research, and also check out that app's privacy policies too. Many apps today have several safety features. For example, on Tinder, they have a safety center, which gives really useful information. They have quizzes and hotlines that you can call. Tinder has also partnered with another app called Noonlight, which you can use when going on dates and when traveling to stay safe. So another example is Bumble. On Bumble, people are asked to verify their profiles. They are asked to go onto the app's camera, take a picture of themselves, and it takes a few minutes to get verified. Basically, what they're trying to do is prove that they are who they say they are on their profile. If someone is not verified, or they can't reassure you that they are who they say they are, take that as a major red flag. So at the end of the day, whatever apps you decide to use, here are some tips when making that profile. So be cautious with personal information. Some apps go by town, some apps go by distance. By using distance, this person you matched with is not going to know where you live. Another thing is you want to be careful listing where you work, especially if it's a small, local business where the address can easily be found online. Also, try to stick to photos of just you and maybe with your fur babies. If you want to include photos of you and your friends, make sure that that's okay before you do that. And that really goes for anything on the internet. Now, what do you put in your bio? I am sure that you are a wonderful, well-rounded person, but they don't need to know your entire life story, and that's because of safety reasons. Learning about how wonderful you are should be earned, and it's earned with trust. Now to swipe right or to swipe left. Whatever you decide to do, you're now matching with people. So however the conversation starts between the two of you, whether it's a pun or a joke or just a hello, make sure you watch out for these following red flags. Because while anybody's profile could be cringy but still cute, it should not feel sketchy or feel unsafe. So how should you feel when talking to another person online? You should feel like the pace is comfortable, that it feels natural, and that you're excited to talk to this person. So what shouldn't you feel when talking to another person online? There's a lot of things. The first thing is that you should not feel pressured to share personal information. Another thing with safety comes with offering things. So you should not be asked for money, you shouldn't be offered money, or offered gifts. Now, if someone is saying something that makes you feel uncomfortable or like you're being harassed, know that you can totally block this person, and I would also encourage you to report them. That way you can keep other people on the app safe as well. Now, the same thing goes with blackmail and with threats. If this is happening, you can block the person, you can report the person, and I also encourage you to reach out to a trusted person in real life, law enforcement, or the Women's Center, because what is happening is against the law. Now, sharing images. Assuming that everyone is 18 or older, consent is everything. Sending another person sexual images without their consent is actually against the law. Also, know that if you send something to someone else, unfortunately, that person may not be the only person who sees that photo. Just know that sharing photos of someone else without their consent is also against the law. Lastly, be wary about giving out your phone number. Make sure that this is something you actually feel comfortable doing. By staying on the app, it makes it a lot harder for people to find things that they could find by looking up your phone number. So now you've matched with someone and you've been talking. They're dreamy. They make your heart beat out of your chest and your face lights up when they message you. So you want to go on a date and see if this chemistry carries over into real life. What can you do? Absolutely nothing. Wait, what am I saying? Of course there's things you can do. So first, discuss what the date's going to look like. Is it virtual? Is it in person? Virtual dates are great for times like these. So set up a time, pick a safe space to do it, and it's not a bad idea to tell someone you trust about the date. Some dating apps already have a call option where you can do the virtual date. If they don't, you can download plenty of video chatting apps that also don't require your phone number if you're not ready to give that out just yet. Now, if at any point during this virtual date you feel uncomfortable, it is totally your right to stop the call and stop contact with that person if you feel like that's what you need. Now, if you're going on an in-person date, I cannot stress this enough, go to a public place. Because you've never met this person, it's not a good idea to bring them to your house. Go to a public place where there's other people nearby. With someone you trust, it's a great idea to share your location and who you're going on the date with. Make sure to give this person updates as to how the date's going, whether that's good or bad. When going to the date, you want to take a car or have a trusted person drop you off. You don't want this person to pick you up at your address and bring you to the date. Now, if you're inside a car or you're at the date and you want some discreet way to stay safe, you can use apps like Noonlight to call for help. Now, if at any point you feel that this date has taken an unsafe turn, please seek help. Call on a bystander, security, even call 911 if you need to. If you're at a bar, for example, some of the discreet ways that you can ask for help is actually ordering a fake drink. And they have different names for them at different bars. And what they're called at the bar is usually posted on a sign in the bathroom. And that's another thing. When someone is impaired by drugs or by alcohol, they cannot give consent. So you want to refrain from using these things when on a date with somebody. Now, if you want to go on this date with someone, but you don't want to go alone, you can totally bring friends and people that you trust and go on double dates. That way you're surrounded by people that you know and trust. So that's all I have for today on how to navigate the world of online dating safely. As always, the Women's Center is here for you if you need anything. Either way, best of luck and happy swiping.